Greetings and welcome to another edition of Future Talks. I'm your host, Superintendent Matsuda, and as our 8,000 plus podcast listeners know, this is about the future of education. And we've had, over the last few years, we've had some amazing educational leaders across the spectrum. Today we have another great leader, president of Fullerton College, Cynthia Olivo. Cynthia, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here with you.
So I always start with that first question about who are you and how did you end up? I mean, to rise all the way, as a young Latina, all the way up to president of Fullerton College. That's quite an accomplishment. So tell our audience, because we do have a number of young aspiring leaders, especially people of color.
Yeah, I'm the granddaughter of campesinos, migrant farm workers, and the daughter of an amazing and strong single mother. I'm the eldest of 4 sisters. And I will say that it's the combination of love and support I received from my familia that helped me to aspire to go to college. And then it's just amazing educators who provided me with a lot of support to achieve my goals of earning a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and then, meeting community activists like Sal Castro, who I met when I was 21 years old, and learning about his advocacy and empowering 20,000 Latino students to walk out of their schools demanding better conditions in education in the 60s. It was just so inspiring to me, and it really informed the trajectory of my leadership from that point forward. So he encouraged me, as did many others, to continue my education and pursue my PhD. I'm so glad I did that. It was there I met more amazing professors, including one from Orange County, right here in Anaheim, Dr. Jose Moreno. And I'm proud to say I got an A+ in his class. And, I'm inspired by people like him. And I'm so proud to have been able to navigate the different realms of education, going from an associate director to a dean, associate vice president, and now president. To me, I am somebody who believes in leadership as service and also as activism. So thank you.
Yeah, so what does it mean to be a Latina empowered? You're in the seat now, because so often it's just, you just don't see too many people of color, women of color, land in the president's seat. Do you feel, because I know you represent everybody,
Yes.
But as a Latina, do you feel sort of that, because, so many times we get disappointed with people who rise up to the top and then kind of forget about us. So how do you straddle these different worlds? What is your advice to people that want to rise up, but they feel like, God, I can't, I just feel I have to give myself up?
Oh, yeah, that's a really great question. I will say that our superpower in leadership is remaining authentic. And so you tap into your actual poder, your power, by, sharing who you are as a human being. And oftentimes that means, making sure people understand who you are from a cultural perspective. My cultural identity as a Chicana is one of the most salient parts of who I am as a person. And I can't subtract that from the way I maneuver in the world. I think when people become fearful that if I am so proud of my own heritage, does it mean that I don't care as much about other people's backgrounds and heritage? And what they'll find is that, as an activist, you cannot pursue social justice, liberation, and freedom for one community if other communities don't have it. The goal in life, my mission as a person in this world, no matter what role I would be in, would be to pursue social justice, liberation, and freedom for all people, especially those who have been oftentimes pushed to the margins of our society.
But it's a lot easier said than done, right?
Yes, yeah.
You have leaders now, arguably, who are trying to sort of make, especially Latinos, sort of the other, right?
Yes.
Targeting, and we have all these ICE things and
Yeah.
challenges. How do you navigate that in terms of what you just said about staying true to your North Star, but how do you there's just a lot of fear out there, and people pointing fingers at each other.
Yeah, I will say one of the lessons I learned early on in my career from a great mentor of mine, Dr. Tom Rivera in the Inland Empire, is never be an island unto yourself. So I remember at that point in time, it was the mid-90s, I was taking on the issue of undocumented students, which was extremely dangerous at that time. And so his advice to me was,
as it is now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But his advice to me then was really beneficial. He said that it's important to address these issues, but to do it in coalition with others, so that it's never Cynthia Olivo is addressing this. It is, whichever organization that I'm working with, that collaboratively we're addressing it, so that it's more difficult for those entities that don't want to see an activity happening that is going to dismantle oppressive structures. So I thought that was really great advice, and it helped me to further lean into my ability to bring people together from different parts of the political spectrum and do coalition building. So I think that that's how I've navigated, is always to be in community with others and to be a community builder. So creating trust amongst groups of people, bringing people together, creating a critical mass of people who become interested, empowered, and galvanized to work towards a goal together. I've become quite talented at doing that through practice over time.
So let's shift gears a little bit and talk more specifically about challenges and opportunities within the community colleges. Because as you know, the governor has sort of laid down a plan for 2030, and supported by the chancellor of the community college system, to shift. And what we see is more of a shifting toward career pathways, CTE, workforce, which is, to a lot of traditionalists within community colleges is tough, right? And you're talking about a shifting mindset. Could you share a little bit about how your views on that and how you're moving Fullerton College?
Absolutely. It really makes me excited about the opportunity to innovate with this new campus community that I've landed at here at Fullerton College. So I took, some time to get to know some of the programs that are assets at the institution. One of those is our drone technology program. Yes. And it was relatively new, but I also was quite aware that the California Community College system has introduced the bachelor degree program. And the caveat was that we cannot replicate any of the programs that are at the University of California or CSU systems. And I knew that drone and autonomous systems did not exist there, so that we should pursue that next step for our students. And fortunately, I found a faculty member who was eager and hardworking and helped us achieve that goal. I'm happy that Jay Seidel is leading the effort, and we were approved. And so in the fall of 2026, we'll be offering a bachelor degree program to our students. It just makes me so enthusiastic because we offer the drone technology courses and program in dual enrollment. So for our youth here in North Orange County, imagine you can start your drone program while you're in high school, and then you can come here to Fullerton College and pick up your certificate, associate degree, and bachelor degree as well.
So we need to continue that conversation in terms of AUHSD and Fullerton College, because there's so many opportunities here. In terms of the dual enrollment, I mean, you were really one of the early adopters over at Pasadena City College, right?
Yes.
You bring a lot of expertise over.
Yeah.
What are some of the sort of challenges and opportunities around dual enrollment? Because I think it's kind of sort of all over the place out there, and especially with in my space, the K-12 space, people are just doing dual enrollment without any sort of strategic plan behind it. But your thoughts on this?
Absolutely. I was really blessed to be able to work with people who had a lot of experience with dual enrollment from outside of California when I was at my previous institution. One of those, and my colleague came from South Texas, and there the dual enrollment program was very mature. And so they had tracked the student success outcomes resulting from dual enrollment. And it was just incredible. It really blew my mind that, we could, in South Texas, correlate the participation of dual enrollment to actually changing the economic conditions of the community there. So because I saw that students were able to move from the K-12 to through higher education to sustainable living wage jobs and careers that help them achieve salaries to, rid themselves of the burden of poverty, I just loved it, and I was all in. So I was able to use my skills as a leader and organizer to get folks to come on board there. And I was really happy that when I landed here, I could also lend that experience to this community and get us going as well.
So what are some of the specific caveats for districts that are interested in dual enrollment? Because I have, it's not all dual enrollment programs are the same. And I think you need to ensure that you have instructors who are aligned, right? And you have to look at data in terms of, because, the challenge is like the grades matter, right?
Yes.
In terms of your transcripts. And if you have sort of traditionalists teaching those dual enrollment courses, that's going to be a challenge. So you want to comment on some of these areas?
Yes, I would say that we should all remember in community colleges and K-12 educators who are considering dual enrollment, think about the fact that, we are not supposed to have our students just pull themselves up by their bootstraps, right? This is our opportunity to change our institutional practices as well as our individual practices as professional educators to help our students succeed through this innovative opportunity to create college experiences while students are in the K-12. That means, exploring pedagogy that matches our K-12 student population while still bringing true to the outcomes written in the course curriculum. I would say that rigor exists and that you will just, basically design your course experiences so that it matches the students that you're serving in the classroom. So I think it's extremely important to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Right? This is our chance to actualize an opportunity where we're helping our students through this process.
So speaking of sort of strategic planning, I think we both want to pat ourselves on the back for the recent launch of the Esports and game design pathway.
Yes.
Share from your end why this is a big deal in the community college world.
Absolutely. For me, one of the goals that we have as a college here at FC is we're trying to ensure that we bring back our student enrollment. We saw a decline after the pandemic. And so one of the groups that we saw more severe declines with is our men of color. And so when you think about how do you attract students back to the college, it's because of the programs that we offer. Game design is one way to attract our young men, and especially our young men of color, to see that they can explore different career paths through something that they love to do on their own free time. And it's such a great opportunity. Like I went over this week, we had a fun competition between faculty and staff and students. And so the students dominated, of course, they won the most of the competitions. But I was asking about the different majors our students were in, and it was everything from computer information systems to the more design component of game design. So it's an amazing pathway. And I'm just so proud that it happened during this week when your district and my college announced our new partnership to have game design pathway in dual enrollment through Fullerton College.
Yes, I know there's literally hundreds of thousands of jobs in this area. And of course, people who are familiar with esports know that it's actually surpassed like the Super Bowl in terms of international viewership. So it's a huge market, not just for gamers, but all the jobs that it's going to create in that area. So, it's my understanding, I think we're the first in the region to launch a game design and esports pathway. So, and I know it took a lot of hard work on both institutions to make that happen, as well as we have a corporate partner, Extron, too, that's all part of this as well.
Yes, I'm proud to have a brand new faculty member I hired last year. He's doing a phenomenal job, Carlos Antunes, and he really is so great with our students and our faculty members on both sides.
So I want to speak real quickly to that issue, Cynthia, because, we started off with who you are and why that's so important, especially when the demography of many of the colleges and K-12 the students we serve are primarily Latino and first generation. When you hire, and I know, we do not hire specifically for race or gender.
Yeah.
How do you sort of help to thread the needle in terms of ensuring that there are people that are on the ground, whether they're faculty or administrators, that are advocates for our students?
It's such a great question, and I hope educators out there understand the value of exploring the experiences that candidates have in working with our students, whether it's in mentorship programs, guiding our youth and adolescents. I think that it's important for us to really dig deep and ask questions that help us to understand what the actual experiences are for our future professors, and not simply focus on subject matter expertise. Our students can get content from many valid sources now on their own. What they need are educators that can help create relationships that are trusting in the classroom, to help them analyze, learn collaboration skills. And that is best modeled by the educator relationship in the classroom. So that's what I look for when I'm hiring, is not just content experts, people who really know how to work with our students and can share about those detailed experiences in the interviews.
Yeah, I think that's in terms of shifting the culture and the mental models of the institution. It does take time, but it does take some intentionality, as we just talked about. So in the closing minutes, Cynthia, what's some of your advice for aspiring Latinas who want to become a college president?
Wow, my advice to you is to remain authentic to who you are, be proud of your cultura, and draw from the wisdom of our ancestors that you have running deep within your bones, right? To serve others, to think of the we and not just the me. And so that would be my parting advice to you. Take in mentorship everywhere you go along the way. Sign up to do professional development as much as you can, and then believe in yourself. Take those risks even when the system may give you those indicators that it doesn't necessarily value what you bring to the table. Keep taking those risks and believe in yourself and build that circle that's going to show you that cariño that you need to continue moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cynthia. And it's just a great relationship that we're developing. I always say that relationships between institutions begin with the people, right? And I'm so proud to be your friend, colleague, thought partner. And let's continue to keep it rolling. Thank you so much.
Gracias. Thank you.